Welcome back to Boxcast. Start. Welcome back to Boxcast. In this episode, we're going to look at the recent fight between Teremoana Teremoana and James Savage. We'll break that down and the result. And then we'll look at the upcoming fight for Ryan Garcia versus Conor Benn. And on the undercard of that, we've got Jai Opataya and Noel Mikhalian for the cruiserweight title and the welterweight titles, respectively. So yeah, me and Simon will break down the fight. Start with Teremoana Teremoana. It's not really much of a fight. Second, well, let me just give you some kudos first. I think you did predict. You had second round KO, so well done again. And I had fourth round KO. So kudos to you. Yeah, what did you think of the fight?
It's exactly how I thought it was going to go.
Yeah.
As soon as he hits him, it's over.
I think Savage did okay to get out the first round, but first half of the first round he got through, didn't really get hit properly. As soon as Teremoana got him with a punch, a proper clean punch. Well, it wasn't even fully clean. Cleanish punch. I think he felt the power and realised, yeah, this
Didn't
ain't
want to
going to
be
be.
in there.
Yeah. And then he managed to get Teremoana started catching him near the end of the first round. But he managed to escape that and move mouth. To be fair, he did try and land a few of his own. I think until he's got hit properly, and then second round, it was just sort of inevitable, isn't it? It was just a matter of time. And so, yeah. Yep. Not much more to say about that.
Needs a bigger test now. Much
Yeah.
bigger tests.
Well, after the fight, they basically said that he's going to be on the AJ and Fury, hopefully if that goes ahead, undercard. So whether that's in the UK or in New York, which is the speculation, or on the US side. So yeah, I think that'd be a step up in audience then, isn't it? Either a UK or
Not
US
step
audience.
audience he needs. It's a step up in the opponent he needs and fast.
So bringing that up, who would you be? What sort of level of person are you thinking? Because there's quite a lot of heavyweights who would be in the ones that are available. Because
Locked
obviously
it.
you're not going to hit the top tier,
No, he's
and
not.
he's not ready for
Because
that.
he's not ready for that. But
Yeah.
he needs some top fights. Oh, good level opposition. There's a lot of British level opposition that you could throw him in with. Prenga.
Yeah,
Throw him in with like
that's a good shout.
Prenga.
Mince. Yeah. No, just like
It's some, like I say, some of the British heavyweights.
mm-hmm.
Let's throw him in with some of them.
Who are you thinking in there? Would be. Oh yeah, leave me down loaded.
You've got like Dave Allen. You throw him in with Dave Allen. It's a proper test for you.
Yeah.
Justice Hooney.
That might be a bit bigger step up. You think?
I
I think
mean,
Prenger and
hey,
Dave Allen are good
I'm not being
shouts.
funny, but they're talking Justice Hooney is not world level. I'd say he's on the same level as Teremoana. Fabio Wardley, another good fight for
Well, I think
Teremoana.
Wardley's first fight would be Dubois, isn't it? So
Not Wardley. Fraser Clark.
yeah.
Fraser Clark's a good fight for him.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, it's a good fight for both sides of those things. Any of those,
yeah.
Prenger, Dave Allen, or
How many fights has
there. That's
Teremoana
it.
had now?
11 or 12, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think he was 11-0, so he's probably 12-0 now,
Yeah, so he needs a
or 11.
big step up now.
Yeah, I think
Do you know
well, that
do you
was.
know what?
Go on.
Because a lot of are people comparing him to the likes
Yeah,
of Moses
12-0 now.
Atama?
I think he's behind Moses Atama, isn't he?
Right. Well, if
A
he's
step,
behind
but
Moses Talma,
after that fight, I think he's not that far behind as
okay.
we thought. Because when we've suggested before, I
All
think
right.
we've said he's quite a lot behind.
Okay. So his next fight then, Franklin,
Yeah, does he go the same sort of route? Hmm.
go for it. Like I say, I'd like to see Fraser Clark, Richard Adelaide, Franklin. They're good. They're
Good test.
good step up. Obviously, he's Australian, and so he's usually favoured a British heavyweight. Take on some of the get the Europeans out, but
Yeah,
them
yeah.
being it. But he could, fight some solid Europeans. I don't think there's. I just think he just needs a big step up now. I don't think his opponents are nothing.
Well, Savage was a big step up from what he's had before, but
Was he
obviously,
though?
well, yeah, he hasn't fought the. You got to remember, he's not the greatest boxer in the world, really. I mean, we at least know who Savage was reasonably. Like that's quite a big step up for him. But I think, yeah, you're right. You need a big step up from Savage because he's up. Teremoana is obviously way above that level. He's getting into. You've got to have a serious fight, isn't it, to get him in? Especially if you're going to put him on a stage, you've got to have somebody serious. Now, if he takes care of them fairly quickly, then um, I think he's still a few steps,
He's way behind
behind
Moses Talma.
where Otoma is,
He's
yeah,
way behind.
and any of the world titles. But I think, to be fair, they know that they haven't been. Um, Neither him nor Eddie Hearn was like that, but it's like, yeah, we need to go through the steps. Um,
Yeah, but I
but I
think,
think
like
he's
I
about
say,
3 or 4 steps behind.
yeah.
That's not
So
that
I
far
say,
now.
I
I would
think
have said he was more than that.
Fraser Clark, Prenga, they're good steps.
Yeah,
That's
a
the
good
next
test.
level,
Yeah.
and then the level after that. See how he does with that.
Well, I think if you get through them in a couple of
Then
rounds,
maybe it's a
then it's
Franklin
yeah, yeah.
type.
Well, I would have said, yeah, it's the level that you've said first. If you get through them like in a couple of rounds, just blows them out. I think then, yeah, then you're like at Springer or maybe Franklin level. And I think if you get the Franklin level, then you're like a Justice Huni, because I think Justice Huni can,
28 years of age.
yeah,
Hmm.
he can. Justice Huni
I
can
could. I rate
box, can't
Teremoana,
he? So
but yeah, that's my issue. Is if he comes up against a slick boxer,
yeah,
how's he going to fare? What's going to happen if he doesn't catch them people in a couple of rounds?
yeah. Well, that's what I'm. My
I know
Justice
they
Huni
say
would be.
that.
I
I
think
know
he's a
they
step
say
or two
that about
away.
Moses Atalma as well, but Moses Atalma, he's a lot quicker than Teremoana.
The thing in this is, I don't think we really got to see much of him. In this, he did have to do a little bit of work, not a lot, but a little bit. Let's be fair. But because Savage is a step up from the thing, and he was there. It's just the once he got hit, it was more survival than anything else. Um, so, yeah,
Another good one, that might. That, Alien White.
but we don't know what's in there, isn't it?
We don't know what's in Teremoana.
Well, Teremoana is on the way up. Dillian White, I mean, is from his last performance. Would you really want to see him in the ring again? If it was Dillian White of old, yeah, then that's. But I think that'd be a bit a step too far. No, than he
I just
was.
think. Um,
I think Preng is a good shout. Dave Allen's a good shout. Um, Fraser Clark, somebody like that. David Adelaide, any of those is a good step up. Um, Dillian White would have been, but I'm not. You know, against the Toma, he was awful. He was more like he wasn't there, and I'm more afraid of him getting damaged than.
oh no.
You know, but,
Alien White said he's on the comeback.
yeah, if he can demonstrate he's got something left, then yeah, then it's a good test, isn't it? I think. Um, but I do think Teremoana beats all of them. The question is whether he beats them comfortably, like Atama would or has, or whether it's going to
I
stretch him a
haven't
little bit.
got the confidence in Teremoana that I've got at the same stage that I had with Moses Atalma.
Well, I didn't have, but I think he's done quite well in this fight. I did better than I
Mm.
thought he was going to do. I thought it would have taken him a bit longer, and
No,
like,
see, I just thought that the guy that they put him in with like a lion going in against a lamb.
Yeah, the guy that was only, I think at that point he's only had what did he say? One loss, isn't it?
Out of
At
how
that
many
point,
fights?
out of 12.
Exactly. Nothing.
Um,
I want
and
to
he does
see.
have some pop.
I want to see him in with someone who's had
Yeah, he
20
needs
or
to go
30
against
fights.
somebody. He needs to go in like a journeyman, experienced fighter now, isn't it? Next, you like see your Paul Allen, people like that, or who've fought at a bit higher level, better opponents, and then yeah, then step up. But Justice Hooney, I think, is still 2 or 3 steps away, probably three, um, because he can box, um,
That's what he needs.
but he can get caught. If he gets caught with a power, yeah, he gets taken out, as Fabio Wardley did. Um, yeah, yeah. I think but he's got himself at least into the conversation now. I think before this fight, I would have said he was still a fair bit behind. I think he's now into that level of fight. And then depending on how he does against them, then you can pick the suitable level for his development.
I want to see someone big in his next fight. I know you say don't rush heavyweights, but he's
The
not.
problem
He's
is if you're
learning nothing from these fights he's had.
well, I think this is more just building a profile, isn't it? So I think they want to do. He'll want to be next one. He's going to be on like either US, British
No,
level,
it's the profile problem
world
is
level fight, world level audience because you've got
you can
two or three
build a
to him.
profile, but you've got to have good opposition to build the profile. Because what will happen is you start getting bored of the opposition, and that's where I'm at with him now. I'm bored of his opposition. I know what he's going to do. I don't know what's going to happen. It's going to be over in 2 rounds because as soon as you catch him, it's over because he's going in against no ones. So with someone like him, he's already got a massive fan base in Australia. Massive. It's
Well, I think
huge.
it's his introduction, isn't it, to
Uh,
outside there?
to the outside world, he needs to fight somebody of a name. So I like a Dillian White.
Yeah, yeah.
All right, yeah, Dillian might way be past it, but he's been on the world stage. He's a name. Teremoana goes in and knocks Dillian White out in 1 round. Well, they did the same with Moses Atama.
Yeah, yeah, that is that.
He goes in and fights Franklin and knocks him out in 2 rounds. Well, it took Atama 5 rounds.
Yeah, yeah.
He becomes on the lips end of, hold on, should Atama and
But
Teremoana be fighting? Yeah, he's a few years behind Atama. He's only had 12 fights. Atama's had, what, 14 or 15. But if he wants to
I
make a
think it's
name
only
for
three or
himself,
four fights, isn't it? Which
the
is
the
you
way
could
to
do that
do
in a year
yeah, but the way to do it with him,
if you do 2
I
rounds.
don't think is throwing him in with bloody.
Do you think he's ready though at that to go to that level, or does he have to?
I think he
Now,
has to.
okay.
This heavyweight, the heavyweight division, the way it is at the moment, you have to. You've got to take your chances and you've got to do
There's
them
so
quick.
many fighters that I think yeah, you've got to take a bit of risk and
You've
go,
got
isn't
to.
it? Yeah.
You've really got to. Um, yeah, he's only had 12 fights. He's only 28. You know, heavyweight.
Well, I think this will be his. Oh, he's had a couple in US and Curtis Harper.
I'd like to see him by his 15th or 16th fight
Oh, he's been in Monte Carlo.
be in with a top 20 rank heavyweight opponent. I'd like to have seen him fight a couple of them.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. It's a three. I think it's 3 or 4 fights to that step up. Um, it's getting like the next. There's at least 2 or 3 step up fights, but like make a distance depending on how he performs. Make enough distance. I think on this one was supposed to be step up. Now he's a fair few steps above with this level, so he needs to have a step up fight. Yeah, Dillian White, if it was something there, even if he's not, I suppose it's a name, isn't it? It gets
Exactly.
him recognised. So yeah,
And this is don't forget, this is what us the heavyweights when they come up do. They fight the journeyman, then they'll get a name who's past it, like a Talma did against Dillian White. All right, he smashed Dillian White in seconds. But you do the same with Ted Milani. You start people around the world take notice then.
should we see who Tom had? Isn't it? Let's just get up to. Why is the internet being slow?
He's got the best promoter in the world on his side who will never just shut up about him, which is great. So we will get.
Well, do you think that plan then, innit? If you go Dillian White, Jermaine Franklin, and then you get that like world, which is what
See,
he's done.
look,
Because Hergovich is the guy.
Dempsey McKean. That's another good fight for him.
Hmm.
Someone who's fought, you know, good heavyweight. That'd be a good name. You look at, I like that. I just think, yeah, the names that we've mentioned. I think, look,
One, then a Dillian White, then Jermaine Franklin, and then he's ready because that's what Atoma's one is now. He's at Hergovich, which is proper
follow
level
Atoma's,
guy.
follow. You know, there's nothing wrong with following Atoma's opponents.
Yeah. Because Atoma's was pretty similar, and then he's gone to like a
Exactly.
he's gone to well, Mariswak, which was
Nothing.
reasonable, but
Dempsey McKean was a
Dempsey
big step
McKean
up.
was because he
Step
only
up.
had one loss, yeah. Then a Balogun, then Dillian White, and then yeah, Jermaine Franklin, who was step up,
Yeah. So look
and
at the
now
step
to
ups he's
and
taken.
but then he's made a fair distance between
Because
step
they
ups.
realize that, because they
Mm,
know they
yeah,
can't, they've got to do the bigger jump than the smaller jumps, and I think Teremoana is the same.
well, yeah, I think he's going to make a big jump
He's
now,
got
isn't
to
it?
do the bigger jumps rather than the little jumps,
Yeah, I think he's going to make a bigger jump up.
especially in this heavyweight world that we're in at the minute. Because, like I say, couple of fights time, he could be fighting for a world title.
Yeah, well, I think he's about three. The third three, two fights. Well, that level it's two, and then he's like that's how
I'd
Atoma's
say
got there.
you'd want him having a world title shot fight by his 20th fight.
I think he could probably do soon, depending if he follows the path of Atoma there, like he gets them out of there in a few rounds. He's
Yeah,
he's probably about the 16th fight, 17th fight. I
I
think
don't
he could be
think
there.
he's got an engine though.
Well, we're not going to know until he actually has to use it. Do you think any of those fighters take him? I think he's got enough power that he's going to get them out if he
Someone
catches
like a
them.
Benjamin Franklin might.
Yeah,
Dillian White, if he doesn't get caught, Dillian White, bloody handful, mate.
yeah. I just don't think he's got anything left.
Big lump,
Not enough left in
handful.
him.
No, the problem with Dillian White was Atoma's speed killed him. Temerano ain't got the speed of Atoma, nowhere near.
Yeah. Well, I don't think he's no. I think he's got speed, but not he's not as fast as Atoma. Atoma is
Nowhere near.
special speed. But I think he has got a bit of the movement in and out in the boxing seal to get because I think he will catch him, and if he catches him, I think he's got power as well to get him out. He will get enough on him that it's just a matter of when he lands on him. It's how long it takes to break down Dillian White.
We'll see. Like
Um,
I say, let's see who Eddie puts him in with next.
yeah, it'd be interesting to see. So, but yeah, another heavyweight on the thing at up on the rise, another up and coming.
So many of them.
Yeah. Um, well, I think he's on. We've mentioned him like for a few times in it because he's been on a few of the undercards as he's lower down on the undercard. This was his first headline, and he's delivered on that stage. All right, maybe not the greatest opponent in the world, but he's built up his Aussie audience, Australian audience. Now it's time to go to
Look, I
a wider worldwide
I pick the
audience.
Aussies, but when the Aussies are behind their men, they get behind. They're like us. We get behind them, and the Aussies are the same. The Aussies will be lapping him up. Um, they'll absolutely love him.
Yeah. Well, it's now time for him to get the wider
And
worldwide
not being
audience, and I
funny,
think
he's got the greatest name in boxing.
yeah, yeah. It's not hard to forget Teremoana Teremoana.
Teremoana is that's a hell of a name.
He had a good walkout as well. The thing is
Yeah,
quite good showmanship.
Eddie's.
He's got a bit of showmanship, and he's so relaxed walking into ring. There is quite a lot of parallels with like Atoma because Atoma always looks really relaxed coming into the ring. I think he may have a little bit more personality.
Oh, he's got, yeah. But at home is, mate. The,
No, Atoma's okay. He's good. He's well spoken and thing. I think he's got a little bit that extra wild side.
yeah, at home is the serious
Teremoana.
business.
Um, but yeah, it'd be interesting to see what they do, and it's another one coming up, and then probably a challenger for Atoma for um,
Ooh, what
the
a
future of the heavyweight division. Well, I think coming up he's going to be there. Um, like you said, yeah, he's just got the name to be a world champion. So we'll see how they do. Be good to see how he progresses. Okay, not much more to say about that. We look forward to seeing him. Hopefully, the AJ and the Fury thing happens wherever it happens.
in the UK, not America.
But yeah,
Otherwise, I ain't watching it.
yeah. Well, we want it to happen, whatever it happens. But yeah, it makes sense in UK. And then Teremoana should be on the undercard, and it'll be interesting to see who fights. And yeah, Eddie Hearn should they should know how to get him there. So you would think they'll put him up with a decent step up in fighter, and would be a good fight. Cool. Right on September the 12th, have a small little contest coming up. Ryan Garcia and Conor Benn. So let me do the tail of the tape. Let me get the fight up as well. A lot of fights in between, isn't it? So
They're all no fights.
Toman and Hergovich is on and no TV one between. Yeah. Before that, there's not so many. Right. So let's go past it. So Ryan Garcia and Conor Benn taking place on September the 12th at the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, USA. It's going to be shown on DAZN in the UK and Paramount Plus in the US. It's for the WBC World Welterweight Championship, which Ryan Garcia possesses currently. So, tail of the tape, Ryan Garcia has a record of 25 wins, 2 losses, 0 draws, 27 fights in total, 20 wins by KO. He's age 28. He's 5'10", 178 centimeters tall. And this is a welterweight, which has a limit of 147 pounds, 66.7 kilograms. He's got a 70-inch reach, and he fights out of an orthodox stance. Conor Benn has a record of 25 wins, 1 loss, 0 draws, 26 fights in total, 14 wins by KO. He's age 29. He's 5'8", 173 centimeters. He's got a 68-inch reach, 173 centimeters, and he also fights out in an orthodox stance. So, two sort of big names in boxing. Obviously, Garcia bigger, but Conor Benn now has made a little bit of name, maybe more because of his father. But I think now with the two fights against two
Eubank.
big fights in, yeah, Eubank Jr. I was just trying to work out how many juniors he is. Chris Eubank Jr. Um, the two fights against him, although at a different weight class, um, he's built up a bit of a name and following as well. And they sold out both of those. Whether it's on him or Eubank, we can leave them to decide that. What do you think of him stepping back to 147?
Stupid.
Because from middleweight to there, it's quite a
Stupid.
down.
Absolutely stupid.
You think they've just done it because it's big name fight and thing, or it really, and it's obviously a world title fight, but
I don't know what he's playing at. He's gone. I don't know what he's playing at, Connor Ben anymore. Stupid going down to 147. Absolutely stupid.
I think should have stuck at like middleweight, isn't it? And then
Middleweight,
because he
yeah,
looked
he'd
quite
have
good,
done all
quite
right.
strong in that.
I think we said that last time, didn't we?
Yeah, yeah. But
Uh,
anyway, it's going to be a welterweight, so obviously makes sense for Ryan Garcia. It's a big name for him as well. So it's a big fight headline act. I think he's probably thinking, I can take care of business at this. He's not that worried, although they're training quite hard. Yeah, let's break down the fight. What do you think's going to happen?
Ryan Garcia stops him in 3 rounds. Absolutely destroys him. Absolutely destroys him. He's got a one-sided beatdown there. Conor Ben can't.
Conor Benn's called a destroyer.
Conor Ben can't go down that much weight. He's going to be absolutely. He's going to look horrendous. Garcia Garcia's going to hit him 25 times before Conor Ben thinks I might throw a punch in his ass.
He's got height and reach advantages, disadvantage
Conor
on this as
Ben
well,
ain't
isn't he?
getting anywhere near
There's
him.
a 2 inches in height and 2 inches in reach.
Garcia can end this when he wants.
Yeah.
Look, Conor Ben's a tough cookie up at middleweight, super middleweight. Just, but now he's drained all that weight. He's going to be. He's done.
You think he's made the same mistake that Chris Eubanks Jr.'s been making with recently?
Massively. He's
Do
done.
you think he should have learned the lesson from that?
Absolutely done.
Um, I think in his fights that he's had, well, he's looked better at middleweight than he did at welterweight in the latter fights that he's had.
I was a massive Conor Ben fan.
Yeah.
I hope he gets beaten this.
Why?
I just, the way what he's done, it doesn't sit right with me. I just think,
Do you think he's taking this though, and then he can go, yeah, if he gets hammered and was weight trained, and then go back to middleweight? So it's a bit of a no loss. It's a loss, obviously, but not a. It's not a big, huge hit on it. His thing. If he wins, it's a bonus because he's not expected to. If he
you know,
pulls it out back, and then he goes back and just makes the well, I was weight trained, blah blah blah
I
excuse.
think he loses this, his career's over.
You don't think he can go back to middleweight?
It, right, have you seen his other contracts? If you
No,
lose, you're fired.
you know a lot about Zuffa. You don't like them.
Check their
I haven't
contracts.
checked the contracts,
Check their
unfortunately.
contracts. You lose, you're fired.
Yeah, so this is on Zuffa. There's Zuffa fight, isn't it?
Yeah, they have the
So
option to fire him. I think they'd fire him straight away. Um,
despite his following,
who's he
he's got a
following?
name, hasn't he?
He's got a name because of Matchroom, what Matchroom did for him and his dad. Other than that, let's be honest, a lot of people have turned against him.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of people have turned well against him. Um, I think his market is in America now. I don't think it is in the UK.
Okay.
I think UK fans are done with him. I might be wrong, but for me, when I speak to people, it's like, oh, they're not really interested in him anymore. I think you've had all the drug testing and then the switching promoters, the lies, I think, in which he's told. I know, I don't know whether Eddie Hearn's still suing him over stuff.
Well, the interesting
I
thing in
gosh,
this is
yeah,
both of them have had
yeah.
substance issues, shall we say,
But I
whether
just
they
think
were real or not, have
Ryan
come back.
Garcia he's relishing this fight, and Ryan Garcia is a much bigger name than Conor Ben.
Yeah.
Much bigger name.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I think if Conor Ben loses, and Zuffa pull the contract on him, is he going back to? He ain't going back to Matchroom.
Yeah.
Frank Warren ain't going to touch him.
Mm-hmm.
Ben Shalom ain't going to touch him. Golden
Well,
Boy,
well, I don't think anybody's going to give him that big a fight. Well,
exactly.
the thing I think
It's
is,
done.
well, no, I think the excuse will be the weight drain and going back to middleweight, and he'll probably get a chance at middleweight, although it's not as big a fight as this. But to be fair, he's probably made enough money in the last few
He's
fights.
gone about it
He'll
just
be,
such the wrong way. They got dropped down to middleweight, light middleweight.
yeah, I could see him going to
Had a few fights
154.
there under Eddie Hearn, building back up. And then, do you know who I'd have loved to have seen him in with?
Go on.
Tim Zoo.
Yeah.
That would have been a great fight. And I'm not a fan of Tim Zoo either, but their styles would have
Well,
made
where
it.
was Tim Zoo in the last one? Middleweight,
Yeah,
wasn't it?
their styles would have made a great fight.
That's where he's going to go. If he loses this, which you're
He's
pretty much
going,
you've
yeah.
ruled him out, then he's going to have him and Tim Zoo getting it on, which
The
is in a weird way quite a big fight
only
for
way he
those
wins,
fans.
I just don't think he's going to take I don't think he's going to have any power down at this weight now.
I agree. I think he's going to be weight trained. I'm not sure he's actually
If he punched from the gods and
like.
lands it on Garcia, he might win. But Garcia could just basically jab his way to victory over 12 rounds and not get hit once.
Yeah. The thing is, there's more ways for Garcia to win. If he boxes like he did against Vargas, and showed his real level, yeah, that's quite a few levels above, I think, Conor Ben. I think if he's got his left hook is amazing and he delivers it. If he catches him with it, a couple of them, one
It's
maybe
all.
you survive, two you're gonna get done. Body shot
And
or to
let's
the
not
head.
forget Conor Ben's last performance.
Yeah,
It was absolutely shocking. against a guy on one leg who was 59 years of age, hadn't fought in the ring for how many years?
Yeah, was basically injured and wasn't there against Regis
Yeah,
Prograis, and it
and
was
Reed's
like
Prograis was what, a ballooned up
he was just taking it to get a
lightweight.
payday, basically. Yeah.
Didn't even want to fight.
Hmm.
Shouldn't have even been in the ring.
Um,
Honestly, Ryan Garcia's going to hurt him. Can't believe it's on the zone as well. Well done, the zone.
well, Garcia has got a big following, and I think Conor
Pay
Ben's
per
at the
view.
moment got the momentum because of his.
Interesting to see how much the pay per view is.
Yeah. Um, yeah, it'd be. I think it's. I think if the real Ryan Garcia turns up, this is a fairly straightforward matchup for him.
Look, I ain't a big fan of Ryan Garcia, as you know, but he's one of the fastest combination punches in boxing. You know what he'll like? He'll like the aggro with Conor Ben at the press conferences. That'll really get. I think Ryan Garcia
They're
will
both showmen to build a good fight,
relish
aren't
that
they?
though.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think he's good at it as
I think
well.
Ryan Garcia is one of them. If you just stay quiet and don't say nothing, you're in his head. I think
I
when
think that's how Rolly
yeah,
Leno did him.
but like how Devin Haney was with him.
Mhm.
Ryan Garcia, he's a nutcase,
I
isn't he?
think that gets him wound up and gets him in the zone,
Yeah,
isn't it? I think this one he'll be up for and in the zone for.
I just
Um,
don't. I just Conor Ben. He's got a little bit of power. He has. He's ferocious. I don't think he can do that. I just
the
now,
problem is the only way he beats him, isn't it? He's gonna have to put like his dad, the pressure on the other
yeah,
guy,
I just don't think that
and
dropping down to the weight.
but I don't think he's good enough defensively to keep the punches off. And I think he gets hit. I think like Ryan Garcia's left hook power level, that level, I think, and the speed, I think it's just going to be too much for him. I don't think he's savvy enough to get avoid punches unless Ryan
If you
Garcia
go
doesn't
back to
turn.
that first fight against Chris Eubank Jr., Ben took a lot of punishment. He took some
Yeah, yeah,
big shots against the big super middleweight.
yeah,
So he can take a punch.
yeah, yeah.
Um, can he take a punch when he's weight trained? Is he weight trained? I'm going on the speculation that I think he's going to be absolutely shot at the weight. Um, Although you say that Carissa Shields last night dropped down from heavyweight down to middleweight. Um, she did all right. She won. Um, I just don't.
Well, no, if he isn't weight trained and he's comfortable at the weight, then it is a bit of a fight. I still think Garcia has too much skill and the speed to it's still a difficult fight. But then I think it is more of a contest.
Yes, well,
I think
more
if
of a contest
it's a
because of
really good
Conor
fight.
Ben's ferociousness. If Conor Ben goes in there and tries to,
Well, if he's not weight trained, I think he can, like you said, I think
yeah,
he takes a punch
if
as
he,
well. Then
yeah,
it's
and
not
but if he
easy
goes
to
in
get
and
him out of
tries to
there.
box Ryan Garcia, he doesn't stand a chance. If he goes in there,
No, you got to go maul him basically,
yeah, maul him
put
like
pressure
that.
on
That's
him,
what
put him
he's
on the back
like.
foot,
I think he'll cause Ryan Garcia a lot
and
of problems.
and then if he's not weight trained and he does that, I think then it's a real contest. Then it's a proper,
Mm.
then it'll be enjoyable, really enjoyable, and not so one sided.
But I'm going on. He's done at the weight, so it's over in 3 rounds.
Okay, I'm gonna assume he's good at the weight.
I hope he
Just to
is.
go
I
opposite of
hope
you.
he is. I really do hope he is. But I just,
Well, my feeling is the same as yours. I think
I'm
he's
going
stupid
off.
for going back to the weight.
Yeah, he dropped down to what was it, 150 last time, and he looked awful.
Yeah.
And then he's going to drop down to
See,
147.
154, I think he'd be good at. I think that's not a big, huge thing, but I think 147, yeah, he was what, 150, the fight last time was a catch weight. I
And he's
think,
going in with a fighter who's faster than him.
yeah,
I don't
in
think he's ever been in with someone who's faster than him.
and who can put it on the workload and the punch load. And because that's how he's sort of beaten the bigger people, his speed. And I think that's how he got Chris Eubank, his engine and speed. But I think at this,
He's going to go for the body as well, Conor. But I'm telling you now.
yeah.
He's going to target, and that he could get Ryan Garcia. I think is susceptible to body punches.
Well, I think if you put it on him and put the pressure on him, then I think
Yeah,
it can put him out of his rhythm. If you let him box, then he gets in his rhythm. Then it's hard to stop him unless you're a Javonta or somebody like that level where you've got the one punch power and you can land it. And Rowley, I think he did him in the head. That was different, isn't it?
Mm.
And I don't think he was quite there. So I mean, if he doesn't turn up, Garcia, then Conor Benn's got a good chance of winning. So there is a chance from both sides. But if the real Ryan Garcia and he looks like he's training hard, it really turns up, and Conor Benn has weight issues. If Conor Benn doesn't have a weight issue, let's
It's
assume that for a
more of an
moment,
interesting fight.
then it's really, yeah. It'll basically be Garcia's speed and skill against his ferociousness, basically.
The
More
press
than pressure.
conferences are going to be an absolute nightmare. The trash talking that these two are going to throw out is just going to be
Well, they're going to build up the fight. They will get
absolutely
a lot of
horrendous.
following on the fight. That's why they've done it, isn't it? It is a good.
It's
It's
going
a
to be
clever. It is
where
a
it's
clever
going to be
matching up.
worse than Eubank, Ben.
Yeah, yeah.
Um,
If he puts up a good performance, though, then even if he loses but puts up a good performance, he's not weight trained. Then what do you think? He stays at 147. It goes to somebody else. They'll go back to middleweight or 154.
I don't
The
think
thing is, I don't think he beats that many of the big 154s. Is there a question or something?
I don't think he's a 147 fighter.
I don't think he's 147. I think he's 154. 154, he's got a lot of fights. I think 160 should be the place because there's a bit of an opening there in the middleweight and there's some names coming into that 154. Like
Mm.
Tim Tszyu would be the fight.
That's a great fight, that.
Yeah.
That is a good fight.
Um,
Eddie Hearn wouldn't let him take this fight.
yeah, that's probably why he went.
Yeah. Eddie Hearn, I don't think he'd have let him take this fight. Look, it's his dream that he always wanted to win a WBC belt. He had the chance to fight for the WBC belt years ago, but chose Chris Eubank instead. I get it. You wanted the money. You've got millions.
I think it's also the thing behind it, isn't it? The heritage of that fight. So legacy of the fight.
Unluckily for him, Ryan Garcia's got the WBC belt now.
Yeah.
Because they were saying that who did Ryan Garcia beat to get the belt?
Vargas. So that
Yeah,
was a fight that I think he's got a chance in.
yeah, that was everyone was saying. He's got a good chance in that fight to get it.
Mario Barrios. No,
Barrios,
Vargas. Barrios. Vargas. Say Vargas.
Barrios.
Barrios. Sorry. Mario Barrios. Should remember the name.
Because
Who's decent, but I think Conor
yeah,
Ben had a good chance of beating him.
but I think that I think Eddie Hearn offered him as well. Josh Kelly, he wasn't interested. To destroy him.
He wouldn't offer him boots. No.
Um,
Maybe you're in it. See, Haney.
just,
He doesn't beat Haney.
he causes Haney a lot of problems, I think.
Well, if he beats Garcia, then I think he's got a chance against Haney. I think if he's solid at
Cattrall
140,
will
I
pick
think if
him.
he's solid at 147,
Cattrall will
this
pick him
fight,
apart.
Castrol probably outskill him.
Cattrall won't have skill. Cattrall will just be too smart
Yeah, yeah.
and pick him apart. Stanionis, knock him out.
Brian Norman Jr.
Norman Jr. is too much for him.
Yeah,
He could beat Devin Haney just with the sheer pressure,
yeah.
which Devin Haney wouldn't like.
But Haney has been good. I mean, as much as it hurts to
But
say, 147.
Devin Haney would have to fight for every second of every round against Conor Benn. He wouldn't like that.
Mm-hmm. Richardson Hitchens or Liam Parrow. Oh, Parrow's stepped. Well, Parrow is his champion again, isn't he? 145, 147.
That was a good fight for him. Would have been a good fight for. I just don't. He's not a
I
welterweight for
don't think
me.
he's 147.
I just don't think he's a welterweight anymore. Can't see him being at that weight.
Mm-hmm. 154.
Something fight at 154 for.
Ennis.
Destroys him.
Yeah. Ortiz Jr.
Great fight. Absolute
Well,
war.
that'll be a monster war fight.
A great fight.
Fundora. I think Fundora's too much.
Or it's just
I don't think he'd be able to work him out in Fundora. It's just going to be too much. Madrimov, that'd be interesting.
Madrimov too skillful
I
for him.
think he's, yeah. Zayas now that he's lost.
That'd have been a good fight. It'd
That'd
have
have
been
been a good
a
fight to beat the
war.
belt. Yeah, yeah. Josh Kelly.
Josh Kelly, most probably too skillful for him, to be honest.
Murtazaliev doesn't make sense. There's too much danger without any reward.
Yeah.
Um, who have we got in the belt? So yeah, Boots and Xander Zayas is there. Madrimov, Murtazaliev. Yeah, okay, that's too difficult. Josh Kelly's IBF, and you could probably get into there.
I say it was a good fight there.
Ortiz is probably the best, and that's a big
Great
fight.
fight, that.
If he gets, if he goes, but 160s is really, yeah.
Yeah, I just
I think he could. I could think he could end
I
up
just
with the
think
belt there.
Garcia is so wrong for him.
Yeah.
So wrong. I don't like either of them, but Garcia, I admire his boxing talent. When he's on blob, he looks superb.
Well, I think his performance against Barrios was fantastic. I think we said it. We
Yeah,
did it on the channel. It was
phenomenal.
because I didn't think he still had that, but then he's gone
And
back
look,
and he's been really,
Conor
really
Benn
good.
against Eubank Jr. too, mate. I was jumping up and down like a lunatic. I was made up, but it just doesn't sit well with me what Conor Benn's done, and it just dropping down. His last performance was shocking. It was shocking.
Mm.
It was.
That's so great. Yeah. Well, if you go in the last performances, Garcia's was fantastic,
Yeah.
and his was shocking. It wasn't really. I mean, he won, but yeah,
And then fights against Eubank Jr. They'd have taken a lot out of Conor Benn.
yeah. Well, you've said a lot of times, and I think we have. It's going up and down in weight, especially when it's a big jumps
Just
up and down
kills
weights.
you.
It's hard work,
Kills you.
and cutting weight is one of the more difficult things. And I mean, both of them. It's one of the things Garcia's I think struggled with. That's why he's got to this weight. But at this weight, he looks quite good. It's probably more his natural weight to fight at 147. So yeah, it's if Conor Benn isn't weight trained, then yeah, then it's a really
Really good fight,
really
but
good
I just think
contest
he's
and
going to
things.
be. I really do.
Yeah, I'm with you on that, but I'm going to assume it doesn't affect him. Just to give my decision based
I
on that
hope not.
rather than think. Right, should we get some odds? Right, Ryan Garcia's 1-4,
Say a
minus
favourite.
400. Yeah, what the hell did I do there? And Conor Benn is 10-3 plus 330.
10 to
So
3.
it's quite a
Wow.
big set. And on predictions, it's 80 near enough 85%
Yeah.
for Garcia, 77% by knockout, 15% by 15% Conor Ben's here. So
I
15%.
don't think Conor Benn's ever been such an underdog. I don't even think he was as much of an underdog
So
against
they're
Chris.
basically with you on
Yeah.
this level up.
I don't think
Maybe even more than you.
he wasn't as much of an underdog against Chris Eubank.
No, well, I wouldn't have made him as much. I'm not sure I'd make him that much fun. Okay, well, I think they must be assuming the same as you that he's gonna be weight trained. That's the only way I'd make him
Yeah.
that much of an underdog. Um, I think if he wasn't weight trained, it's about 60, 65, 35,
10 to
40.
3 in the bookies is a good price for Conor Benn, you know.
Yeah. If he's not weight trained, that's worth
It's
putting
worth
some, worth
worth
an investment, shall we say?
worth 10 of our hard earned English pounds, I think.
Yeah. Um, that's
Mm-hmm.
wider than I would have thought on it. Right. Go on then. You go
3
first.
rounds, it's over. I give him 4 just because he can be tough. Wait, Darcy is way too quick for him.
Fourth round, he's sticking out. KO.
Yeah, but if it's the third, I want, side note credit.
Third and fourth, I'm going to give you because I'm not going to figure out those.
Don't you dare say points.
No, I don't want it to be points. I'd be a bit disappointed if it was that.
Don't you dare say Conor Benn.
As much as I want to cover all bases, I think. um, I think it's going to be 8 rounds. KO for Garcia. I think Ben will have a bit of fight, even if he's weight trained. I
He's
think he's going
gonna
to have a bit of fight
look. The one
because
thing I
you've
will
got to
say
give it
about
to him. That's
the
family
Conor Benn,
DNA.
he will go down on his shield. He'll
Yeah,
go
I
down
think he's going to take
swinging.
him. bit of damage, and I think,
Uh,
but I
he
think,
might even get knocked down a couple of times
yeah.
on his way, but he'll still get up and
Well, that's what I was going to say. I think he's going
I
to
think
take a bit to
the
get
one
him
thing
out
I
of
will
there.
say about Conor Ben is I think you'll have to nail him to the canvas to stop him.
Yeah, I think this is just going to be referees
Yeah.
stopping it, basically.
Well,
He's obviously,
he's got a good corner as well, Conor Ben.
yeah.
Tony Sims in his corner is really
I
good.
think if Garcia's on 100% performance level, as he was in the last one, I think it doesn't really matter what Conor Ben. It's just a matter of time, depending on what version of Conor Ben turns up.
They're both not
Uh,
very likable characters, though, are they?
although Garcia is okay,
Although
actually.
Conor
Conor
Ben,
Ben
do
is,
you know
apart
what?
from, he's just,
Conor Ben, when we went to Wembley, he was the nicest fella I met there.
I would have said he was all right, apart from the only thing I don't like is the way he dealt with Eddie Hearn.
Yeah, it's just
That's put me off him. Otherwise, I'm
yeah.
not that. I likely like the guy. I don't mind. And Garcia is fine for me as well. Because I think if you actually see him when he's training, he's quite good. He's quite savvy on the boxing knowledge as well. He's a bit more fairer on what he says. Um,
Stiffy.
so, I mean, yeah, he has huge social media, but I understand that that's built him up. It's got get him a name. That's why he's got into the, he has a big, big following. So I have no issue with either of them. Um, like I said, Conor Ben, I had no issue with. I don't really have an issue with now. I just don't. I just didn't like the way he dealt with
No,
Eddie Hearn. Now there may be more we don't know, but it just to me it looks
no, I
like
don't think there
it
is.
was more on his side
Yeah,
than I don't think Eddie Hearn's done as much on the thing. So I just don't like that kind of behavior.
what that
But
said to
as him, I
me,
don't mind.
it just was you're not loyal, mate. You're dishonest.
Yeah, and I like loyalty, so that's the
Exactly,
thing.
and
But other than that, I don't have anything against him. I think he's done. I think his second fight performance against Christian Pride
look,
was
mate.
fantastic.
Yeah, I was
Progress
made
he
up.
won. Yeah, it wasn't the greatest performance, but he was still
It
there.
was just
He's there.
dirty.
I think it's still good of him to take this fight because this is quite, it's a dangerous fight against a fantastic opponent. I can see why Conor Ben's. I can see why Garcia is taking it because he's probably thinking, yeah, I can get this guy out of there. I've got way too much skill and speed. From Ben's point of view, it's yeah, obviously there's the monetary benefit, but it's still like a risky fight because it could be his career's over if Zuffa's thing is like that. Because where'd you go? I mean, I think he's got a chance because he'll go back up in weight. Um, and then like a Tim Zoo or somebody like that, they can get a fight 160, and then like a Ortiz or somebody like that at 154. Although Ortiz has said I don't think he wants to go in big, big heavy wars, but that would be a fantastic
Ortiz has
contest.
got a fight.
He's probably got a fight as well made.
He has.
Right. Anyway, anything else on this contest? I'd be looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And on the undercard, now hopefully this will go ahead. Opataya finally has a fight. Jai Opataya versus Noel McCallion. So let me do the tail of the tape for this. This is for the Ring Cruiserweight Championship, but there is some talk of them getting that His Excellency would put in a word and get him back his IBF and
Not a chance.
McCallion's belt as well. Let me just get to Cruiserweight. Oh, the WBC belt.
Yeah.
Now the WBC being funny, but there is some talk that they're gonna get it back in. So it could be for more than one belt. At the moment, we'll leave it as the ring belt, um, but it could be IBF and
You won't know because it's
WBC.
on a Zuffer show, and Zuffer show don't like the alphabet titles like they did against that Aaron McKenna when they were saying it's for a world title shot, but they would not mention the IBF belt.
Yeah, so
This is going to be exactly the same.
yeah, but
The
but
WBC have ordered Noel McCallion to fight a fight to sort it out with Jai Opataya. From what I heard, is Jai Opataya versus Benavidez or McCallion has to be made within a certain amount of days, otherwise McCallion was getting stripped.
yeah. Well, the first one was against Opataya because that's
Yeah.
what they would make, and then they WBC went in and or whoever's, and then they said they had to pull it to Benavidez, but that's now gone. So I think this was the right fight in this moment. So it is a step. So we'll start with the tailor tape. Jai Opataya has a record of 30 wins, 0 losses, 0 draws, 30 fights in total, 23 wins by KO. He's age 31. He's 6'3" tall, 191 centimeters. Um, this fight is a cruiserweight, so it's a 200-pound, 90.7 kilogram limit. He is a 76-inch reach, 193 centimeters, and he fights out of a southpaw stance. Mikhailian has a record of 28 wins, 3 losses, 0 draws, 31 fights in total, 12 wins by KO. He's age 35. He's 6'2" 189 centimeters tall. And he's got a 75-inch reach, 191 centimeters, and he fights out of an orthodox stance. So Opatide is unbeaten. I'll give you Mikhailian's losses are Krzysztof, shouldn't have said that name, Vladarchik, which is a split decision. Maris Bridis, which was a unanimous decision to Maris Bridis. And then against Badu Jack, which he avenged to win, which was a majority decision. And then he's had a unanimous decision against Badu Jack to get the title, the WBC World
Yeah, but
Cruiserweight
Batu Jack
title.
is about 80.
1,000 years old, something like that. Yeah.
He's a fossil.
Yeah. So, well, the one interesting one is Maris Bridis. So he lost to him. Obviously, Opataya has beaten him twice.
Doesn't mean nothing.
But doesn't things. But I mean, he hasn't been taken out, so he's a tough. He's fought some good names in there: Badu Jack, Makubu, Maris Bridis. So he's not had he has had some decent fights. You could probably make a case that he's had some better opponents than Opataya, apart from Maris Bridis. Yeah. So resume-wise, other than that, Opataya's unbeaten and beaten Bridis twice, which is probably the biggest name on his, not probably easily. And Bridis has only been beaten by him and Usyk at the time, I think. When at the time he fought Mikhailian, he was only beaten by Usyk. So, yeah. So, barring the belts, which we'll find out and keep you updated on when we find out that thing, probably not going to know what belts are there until he actually
It's
wins.
definitely it should be for the. I think it's for the
It should be for the
WBC.
WBC. They believe there's pressure to get him to make it a unification fight so that the Opatai's IBF, because there have been the fight we've just spoke about is on Zuffa, but it's for a WBC title. The other fight, McKenna's fight, was the IBF.
Yeah, but like I say, what's that fight back? Even when he put Prince up, it was just a world title fight. We're not IBF world title
Well,
fight.
there's a bit where I was like,
Just
if a message you would say, "Oh, what's this one? The Zuffa
Zuffa,
boxing?" Because there seems to be the Zuffa world title.
Zuffa
No, there's
on
just a world title.
Zuffa off.
I think, but anyway, whatever it is, but there's now,
This is the best Zuffa show as well, by the way, that they've ever done.
yeah.
For the two fights that are on the card, these are two good fights. About time they
Well,
get.
we're hoping this doesn't break and get to it.
Yeah,
This is a good
it's
cruiserweight
about
contest.
time
Then
they got promised. Obviously, they promised Jai a world title shot, and basically they lost his world title, so they needed to give him his title shot. Um, long time overdue.
yeah.
We were getting a bit bored of talking about it.
Well, I think you'd given up
Yeah,
hope.
given a fight.
I think I still held out a little bit of
I
hope.
swear,
I think you'd given up hope.
if this ain't for a world title shot when on the night comes, I ain't watching it. It's
So,
all
what did you
there
think of
now.
the fight, Simon? I didn't watch it. Why?
No,
'Cause no.
no
Well, it's
time.
going to be for the ring and whatever. But yeah, realistically, it should be for the IBF and the WBC unification fight to cruiserweight. So let's take it as that because that's what it should be. And
But it's
obviously,
a Zuffa show, and Zuffa don't want other belts on there. They
well, it
just
doesn't
want
matter.
that stupid
Well,
WWE
McKenna got his, even though they never
belt.
actually said what it was. So I had to Google what it was.
Absolute idiots. It's
Um,
Dana White and bloody Zuffa. Honest to God, the sooner they're out of boxing, the better.
but let's put that as Zuffer out of the equation. Let's assume it's IBF, WBC, and ring. So it's a unification fight, which makes sense. It's the one that makes sense to have. Yeah, let's speak about the fight. So we've been waiting a long time for Opataya to have a real fight. This, I think, is a real fight against tough opponent. And hopefully, like I said, it's a
It might
unification
switch
and they
up.
get all the
It
belts,
it might
which
switch.
makes sense.
Yeah, it might switch Opataya back on because I think in his last performance I mean, there were only about 4 people in the crowd anyway, wasn't there?
Well, I think this is going to have an audience because of
Um,
the headline fight and this fight.
is it though?
Mm.
You know, in America, they don't take their seats till. Because we could be fighting in front of 4 people again.
We'll volunteer
And
to make it 6.
I don't think he was in the right headspace against Brandon Clanton. He just looked way off.
I think this will have him back on it, especially like I said, if it
I
should be
hope
for the
so,
proper
because
belts.
otherwise, and it's worry time
Well, they
for him.
have been trying to make this fight, so I think this is a fight that he wants. That because it's not really necessarily about McKaylee and about the belts. So it's the WBC champion, irrespective of
Mm.
whatever happens with the belts. It's a proper fight, and then it's the step to get into Benavidez, the unification or whoever's going to be in there, whatever Benavidez does. I think it's hard for Benavidez to avoid him if he gets over this fight and wins. It's the
Benavidez
natural
ain't
fight.
gonna avoid him, mate.
Yeah, well, I'm not saying he is avoiding. I'm just saying it's going to be there. It makes sense. There's not much other place for
Look,
Opataya or
Benavidez.
Benavides to go to in
No,
the
there
next
isn't.
fight, and then it's a fight we want to see, and everybody wants to see a
Again, but the
cruiserweight.
politics involved in that one's even worse.
Well, I think it's
Benavidez.
easier because you
It's
can't really
not,
go
mate.
anywhere.
It's not because Golden Boy and Zuffa.
Yeah.
That's what you've got to remember. It's the promoters.
But I think the money will talk because
I don't think Benavidez is. Does Golden Boy won't care. Look, what can Golden Boy do then? Benavidez. Tell you what, mate. Just go back down to like heavyweight.
well,
Go
that's
back
the
down
thing.
to super middleweight.
He's going to have it. Well, I don't think
Mate,
he
it
goes to
wouldn't
super.
surprise me if he goes up to bloody heavyweight next.
Well, I think he only goes to super middleweight if Canelo wins all of them again, and then he gets
But
his
the
Canelo
pro-
fight.
but like I say, the thing is Benavidez can go anywhere he wants between 3 or 4 divisions.
Heavyweight, there's too many of the fights. I think, yeah, as much as they want him going up, I don't think he does that. Cruiserweight is probably his division properly, where he doesn't have to really cut the weight. Um, and there's the obvious fight. The fight I think he will take is a light heavyweight because you've got well, the one he wants is Bivol, isn't it? And I think there's some other fights there, or Better Biev. I think he's less keen on Better Biev, but Bivol has the belts. There's obviously Bivol, Better Biev, the trilogy. Whatever happens in that, then there's a fight there, and it's
That
huge.
trilogy ain't happening now.
The That's huge. Um,
That trilogy's done,
but
mate.
Better Biev's going to be like older than we are, so by the
That
time that
trilogy,
it's there,
that trilogy
so
ain't happening now. Forget about it.
mm,
It's done.
so yeah, Bivol is the one he wants, and there's other fights at light heavyweight. But let's assume that he's going to stick at cruiserweight, and it's going to happen. So this is the step up to that fight. So what do we think? Opataya and Michaelian. Let's break down the fight.
Yeah, like I said, if Oppenheimer is on it,
Do you think this is his toughest fight since Breeders? I don't think this is a tougher fight than Breeders, but I think it's his toughest fight since Breeders. I think Michaelian's probably his best
it's
opposition.
his biggest name.
Um,
It is his biggest name.
who's the
Look,
other one?
he's. I just, you know how much we rate Jai Oppenheimer. Um,
Yeah, but if we were looking at his resume as neutral, the only real name on there is Midas Breeders, which yeah, he's won twice. Once at a reasonable, but he's fought him when he's older, but he's beaten him. Um, like I said, the only loss Breeders had was a close loss against Usyk at that time, and then he's beaten him, and then he's beaten him again. And I think still the only losses that let me just check Breeders, I think is against him twice, yeah, and Usyk. So yeah, that's the best fighter he's had on there. So after him, I think, despite all the other names, I think this is the next big
yeah, of course it is.
best opponent. Obviously, the world
Of
champion
course
as
it
well.
is.
Um,
Um, it's
so
not.
it's a tough fight. I'd expect him to be up for it. The real Opataya to show
Yeah,
up.
I hope so. I
And
hope
the
so.
thing is, this is what he's been waiting for and asking for again and again and again and again. And we've even got bored of, how many
Yeah.
times have we said it that he needs to go up here? This needs to get made. So I'm glad it's been made. Hoping it's going ahead. Um,
Look, like I
and a
say,
tough fight.
we're big Jai Oppenheimer fans.
Yeah.
We've wanted him to get. We wanted the Ramirez fight for a long, 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 long time. Flipping like that. I've called out Ramirez for it. God knows how many times.
Yeah, yeah.
Look, hopefully the belt things get sorted. It is for the WBC belt. Whether it's for whatever else, I don't care. As long as it's for the WBC belt. Um, he deserves it, Jai.
Mm-hmm.
I think he will be switched on.
I don't doubt it. I think
Uh,
he's going to be there fully.
Michaelian, I don't think I've gone in with anyone who's got the power of Jai Opataya
Mm-hmm.
and the ferociousness. Although his last couple of fights, like I say, he just looked a bit off for me.
I think that's just motivation.
So hopefully he's back on it. Not too much though, because I like it when he's nice and loose, free flowing. I think sometimes he tries a bit too hard. Uh, this is a big test for him because Mikaelian is a genuine top cruiserweight.
Yeah.
He's been around the block, clever, a puncher, good boxer, a good skill set. He does everything well. Nothing outstanding, but everything well.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think Jai's gonna. I want Jai to make it. I just think Jai's gonna have too much for him.
I think this is a good fight, and I think it's a good contest. I just think Opata is better in everything, just by a little bit.
One thing that worries me about Jai Opataya is the weight. He looked. The last couple of fights he's looked. He hasn't looked good
I
at
think
the
that's
weight.
more because he hasn't. I don't think it's weight so much. I think it's more. I don't think it's been. He's been disappointed that it's not the fight
Mm.
that he really wants.
I've
I think
been,
he's got a few. Like we're
yeah,
saying with Teremoana, if you keep fighting that lower level
yeah.
opponent, he hasn't got somebody where it's really
He's a big
motivating him.
lad, Jai.
Yeah, yeah.
I'd be interested to know what he walks around at because I guarantee it's nowhere near what he goes in at cruiserweight at. I bet you he's 3 or 4 stone over.
I don't think he's that much. I think he stays in good shape most of the time.
Do you reckon?
Mm-hmm.
He always
Because
looks, he always
his
looked a
weight.
bit gaunt to me.
I
His
think
last
he's
couple
just.
of fights.
I think he's just. That's the way he is. That's the way he is. Because I don't think he's had an issue making the weight.
I,
He's
st-
quite good and around the
do
weight
you know what?
most of the
I'm
time.
kind of like done with him at cruiserweight now. I want to see him up at heavyweight.
I think he's got to get these two
The,
fights
no, the,
done.
the problem. No, the problem for me was the fight was Ramirez.
Yeah,
That was that was the only fight I was interested in. Not interested in any of the others now. A cruiserweight.
but I think he's got to go. I think he's stated it as well, innit? He wants to become undisputed at cruiserweight to go up to heavyweight. That's why I think this
That's
fight
never
makes sense for him to
that's
do.
never going to happen now. So
Well, we hopefully will, because if he gets this, whatever the belts are, he's essentially anybody with any. Um, wait, what's I saying?
uh,
Anybody is with any sense, he's essentially the unified champion, whatever anybody says. The belt makers can say, is there. The only fight then is Benavidez, the other champion, unless Benavidez gives it up. But then it's open for him, whatever. That's 1 or 2 fights, depending on how the belts go. Ideally, it's this fight, one fight, and then I think, yeah, you're right, it goes to heavyweight. So I don't think there's that many more.
I just
I
think
think if he pulls this off, then
no,
it's hard for
he's
Benavidez
going
not
to
to
pull
make the
this off.
fight.
It's going to be a hard night's work though.
Yeah, yeah. I think this is a tough fight. The toughest since Breeders. But I think as he's got through with Breeders, I think he gets through it. I just think he's that little bit better and everything. I think his speed is a little bit better.
Mm.
I think his skill level is a little better. His boxing IQ is a little bit better. Um, like I said, he's beaten Breeders, so he's got past that with a broken jaw, and got to the end of the fight. Even in the second fight, Breeders is a beast. So, he's got past them again with boxing skill. Um, so he can box, he can fight, he's got the power, he's ferocious in it. Um, so I think in everything there is, I think he's at least 5 or 10% better than Michaela in everything.
Yeah, definitely.
Chin might be the only thing where they could be because McKaylian hasn't been taken out either. But I don't think he's less. I think he might be equal.
It's going to be a long night's work for him. This, I don't think it's not going to be all his own way either. He's going to have to work hard every round.
Yeah.
I think if he can stick with his jab and his foot, because he's got really good foot movement,
Yeah,
Jai.
if he boxes, I think which is what they're going to do in this.
Don't look for the
If he
knockout.
doesn't go
Just
out,
let it come when
yeah, if he doesn't
if it
go,
comes, it comes. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
yeah,
I
yeah.
think he can just stay nice and flowed and relaxed. I think it'd
If he boxes
be perfect.
and boxes just to get it there, if the opportunity presents itself, take it. If not,
Yeah.
then just box. I think, yeah, he's just going to have a little bit too much for McKaylian. Although I think McKaylian will have some joy
Oh yeah, he will.
because he's a good boxer as well. We
Yeah, he
shouldn't take
will.
away. I mean, we're big Oppenheimer fans, so we're going to say we're a little bit biased.
Mm.
We want to see the next fight, but that's not to take away from McKaylian, who's he's a hell of a boxer as well. He deserves to be at that level. He's a world champion, so um, it's a huge win for McKaylian if he manages to pull it off against Oppenheimer. And then he will get that Benavidez fight. So there's a lot there riding on it for him as well.
Oppenheimer disappears if he loses this as well.
Well, I think then he'll have to go to a different weight in it. I think if he
He
loses,
disappears.
mm,
Zuffa will get rid of him
yeah,
because that's what Zuffa do.
because I don't think he's got enough of a following to be.
No, I don't think he has. I think that's one of the issues he had with Eddie Hearn, wasn't it? Eddie Hearn was just like he's not a massive ticket seller. But I don't know. There's some talk of legal dispute with Eddie Hearn as well over something. So I hope his mind's nice and clear for it and not on that.
Um, so yeah, it'd be interesting. So let's do the odds.
Favorite 2-1 on no longer.
Oh, it's an odds. Let me find some. Nobody believes it's going to take place yet.
Has it definitely been finalised?
Well, I hope so. Well, it's been put on the undercard list. So, like I saying, we hope it takes place. Let's see what they're saying. Why is it taking so long? Oh, well, I would expect Opataya to be the favourite. It's calculating the odds. It's taken so long to come up. I
Mm.
don't know why the Wi-Fi is being slow on there. In predictions, anyway, we'll do predictions. Well, there's only one prediction, 100%. So again, I think people are like 100% for Opataya. Okay, that doesn't make too much sense. Okay, here we go. Oh, this is quite wide. 1-9 for Jai Opataya, 7-1 for McKaylian, 20-1 for the draw.
This is what annoys me with Zuffa boxing. I swear to God. So on the DAZN headlines,
Mm.
they have put Zuffa boxing and ring magazine cruiserweight champion. Jai Opetaia will take on two-time current WBC title holder Noel McKaylian. Zuffa's poster for it for the ring and Zuffa belt doesn't mention the WBC.
Yeah, you
Absolute
can understand why.
joke. They're a joke. It was so much Zuffa.
The odds are wider then, isn't it? 1-10 and 7-1.
Yeah, you know what doesn't surprise me?
Mhm.
Well, we've just said Opetaia's going to win.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
yeah.
not going to be easy, but he's going to win.
I mean, Opataya is, like I said, he's better in everything. So, well, I've got Opataya on points. I think it's going to be tough, but I think Opataya will
Because you've
be.
said points, I'll go stoppage.
Okay, go on then. Opataya on.
I'll go 9.
What was going to be my other 9th or 10th round KO?
Yeah, I'll go
But I'm going to
9th
go
round
points because I
stoppage.
think McKaylian is.
No.
gonna have enough heart and fight to
Look,
get to the end.
I'm glad to see Jaya back. Yeah, gutted it's on Zuffa, but I like, we like
I
Jaya.
think he's gonna have a little bit of pressure because obviously, like you said, if he loses it, where does he go? Whereas Michaelian, I don't think it's not a huge difference for them. Obviously, there's a huge amount in it for Michaelian to win as well, and I think those two factors, or the other factors,
I'm
I
not.
think
Yeah,
Michaelian's going to make it to the
I'm
end.
not being funny.
But I could see Opetide if Opetide's a real Opetide, yeah, I think about eighth, ninth, tenth, he could take him out, or have him down enough that he can get him out if he catches him with his power and breaks him down. But I think it will take him time to break him down.
Yeah,
I don't think it's going to be early stoppage. Michaelian is better than those odds are giving, but um, I think a lot of people want Opetide to win to get the Opetide Benavides fight. Finally,
doesn't
um,
interest me.
I think it's a hell of a fight.
I don't. Yeah,
I
but
think that's
just doesn't interest me in
with
the
Better
slightest.
Biev. I think that's the most dangerous fight
Mm,
for Benavides because he's power puncher, heavy puncher. These two are as well. I think Bivol beats him on skill, but um,
doesn't interest me. None of them fights interest me.
I want to see Opetide Benavides. Do you think Opetide beats Benavides? That's where I want to see it.
Doesn't interest me.
Um, and I think there's a bit more in Opetide that I like to see come out. I think if he's really tested, I think there's levels, and I think he can
Yeah,
go up
there
a bit.
is, like I say, but
I think there's
it's
enough there. I think this will be one to see where it comes out of him because I think he will have to go up. But I think he's been at that sort of level with like Breeder's fight. Um, but yeah, I think there's more, and then he can get to um, the fight with Benavides. So yeah, he's sticking ninth round KO.
yeah,
Yeah, I'm gonna have Opetide on points. So let us know your thoughts on that. Um, it is the best Zuffa card up to now, so yeah, it's worth watching. I'm not sure we've watched most of the others, but it's worth watching.
we
It's a
don't.
good contest.
I don't watch them because they're boring.
Um, but hopefully they will make the proper belts and everything else, and this will then be, um, a really, really interesting contest. I mean, both fights of those are big, Garcia and Ben and Opetide and Michaelian fights.
Yeah.
So hopefully it'll go ahead as well. It won't get cancelled, and then the IBF and the WBC come to the centres and give them and then it's a
No
proper
chance of the IBF
unification.
getting involved in that. Telling you now, no chance.
His Excellency is
Doesn't
pressuring
matter.
them. Not pressuring them, persuading them.
No,
So hopefully, I'm hoping he will persuade them
His
nicely.
Excellency started to ruin boxing now, so he can get knotted as well.
We'll see what happens. But at least it's been made, and hopefully it will happen. And then, yeah, we get to see that, and then it sets up the big, big. Whoever wins, I think it sets up the big, big fight with Benavides. So, which would be interesting. Unification, undisputed at cruiserweight potentially. Um, yeah, look forward to it. Look forward to both of those fights. So let us know your thoughts and in the comments and questions, and we shall see you in the next one. You can catch us
Yeah, it's
on
next
TikTok
week,
at
isn't it?
Genuine Fake Boxing. You can catch us on YouTube at Genuine Fake Boxing, Instagram at Genuine Fake Boxing. We've got a few new things coming up, so keep an eye out for those. There's a lot of good fights. So next week we've got Romero and Tiafimo. The weekend after it's Atoma and Hergovich. Um, there's something after that the weekend.
Taylor at Crook Park.
Yeah, and then I think we've got and then this, Conor Ben and Garcia and Opetide and Michaelian. So a lot of good fights coming up. So we'll be doing the, post fights hopefully for most of these, and some of them, and then there'll be the announcements for October, November, where there's usually quite a lot of good fights as well in it. There's a lot speculated. Has one just come to you? We're gonna
Yeah, and it's already left me.
okay. It came and left. So yeah,
Inaway's brother's fighting for a title.
Takuma.
Defending his title.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of big fights, isn't it? Potentially being made. Um, we look forward to the AJ and Fury one whenever that's going to be. There's Usyk and Wilder,
Only if it's in the
and
UK.
then obviously after Toma Hergovich, that's gonna well, there's Wardley and Dubois, the rematch.
October, they're definitely saying for that now.
Yeah,
They're just finalising the date.
and so yeah, there's going to be a lot coming up. It's still pretty hot. It's been a good year.
December's going to be massive, I'm telling you now. There's going to be mega fights in December.
So,
Watch this space, because December is...
well, yeah, usually it warms up
December,
towards,
you're talking Inouye's back. Bam Rodriguez is back.
yeah.
It's going to be huge. Jerron Ennis will be back.
Well, he should have another fight.
Josh Kelly will be
Yeah.
fighting, maybe fighting each other. Adam Azim, Rocker. There's going to be loads in
Well, there's a few
December.
stacked divisions now, isn't it? And there's
Telling
a
you.
lot of them that they're going to make the fight. So, yeah, so keep an eye out for those. Lots to watch. Thank you very much for watching and listening, and we shall see you next week. Thank you. Adios.